Welcome to the channel, Dolls Dwell here, and what do we have here? We have Henry, Peggy Sue and Robyn, and it looks like they're deep in discussion. I think Henry's come up with an idea, and Peggy Sue's certainly keen. Robyn is a relative newcomer to this little gang, so she's not so sure, but I'm sure she'll be very enthusiastic when she hears what Henry has to say. So Henry has suggested that they use the old, well, it's not old, it's actually a new summer house, but it's been built for a few years now and it's not really very easily accessible, so it hasn't been used. And he's suggesting they turn it into their dollhouse for 16 to 18-inch dolls. And I think that's an absolutely marvellous idea. Certainly Peggy Sue does, and Robyn looks very keen as well. So they're going to go and have a look inside. They've opened the door and they're about to make their way in. So I think we will see what they have to say about it, and I think it's going to be a good idea if we can just get past the having to clamber up to get inside it. So the gang are looking at the walls. Peggy Sue's very animated because she's noticed there's some PowerPoints, and she says they'll be able to have some lights without any problem. Henry's looking up at the ceiling, and he thinks that it's a good size. They should be able to get in a 3-story house, Peggy Sue reckons. I'm not so sure. I think certainly 2 and maybe a loft space, but we'll have to see, and I think they'll have to get their rulers and tape measures out and work out some measurements. I think to start with we'll probably put in 2 tables or desks and just do a house or room, sort of rooms like a kitchen and or certainly a lounge, because I've got some settees, and perhaps a couple of bedrooms with the beds. I think that would probably work for starters, to see how it works and whether it's feasible, and before we make any actual shelving units. So Peggy Sue is looking at all the work that needs to be done. There's shrubbery that needs to be cut and cut away. The balustrades need cleaning. The railings, whatever you want to call it. The shrubbery needs to be cut down because it should actually be below those, because believe it or not, there's actually a view of the sea out there. The deck needs to be cleaned because it's supposed to be blue, not green. It's pretty messy. Definitely a lot of clearing up to do. And the reason the summer house isn't used is because when we had it built, we were told by the shed company that we just ask the builders to build steps when they come, but turns out no, you don't, because they weren't booked in to build steps, so they wouldn't do it. And we've since tried to get a couple of different guys to build steps or a ramp, and it's just not happened, because one was supposed to have booked it in but he didn't, and we can't get hold of him, and hence we never really got any steps. So this is a bit of a nuisance. I can clamber up there, so that's how I will have to get into it, and it seems a shame to just leave it empty, so I'm going to use it. So they're back down towards the steps. Peggy Sue's having a little sit down, and they're having a great old discussion about how exciting it is that they might actually have a home and they won't just have to stand on shelves all the time. Not that there's a lot of room, I must admit, on the shelves anymore. The shelves have got quite full in the doll lobby. So I think these 3 could be a bit conspiring. I think they might get up to a few things, influences, shall we call them. They're going to influence the outcome of where they're going to live. But I think it's quite exciting actually, and it'll be a goal to work towards. So without further ado, we'll leave them to their discussions, and hopefully they will get planning and draw up some measurements and be successful. So thank you for watching.